No one can deny Pokemon is crushing it with modern cards. The past few years, we've seen some of the most incredible art and card designs Pokemon has ever made. But I think many of us can agree there have been some missed opportunities. Today, we're going to talk about those missed opportunities. Stay tuned. You see, back in the Wizards of the Coast era, when Pokemon made its debut in the US back in 1999, sets had cohesive themes and cards that belonged together were obviously part of the same set. Base set, Jungle expansion, and Fossil expansion all made up the original 151 Pokemon from the Kanto region. These sets all felt unified in their design and cards. For instance, Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, the three original evolutions of Eevee, all had their own holofoil rare in the Jungle expansion. Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, they all had their own holofoil rares in base set, and they went together as the evolutions of the three starter Pokemon you could choose from. Scyther and Pinsir, two Pokemon that are kind of related and bug Pokemon that went together. They had their own rares together in Jungle. Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos, the three original legendary birds, all had a holofoil rare in the Fossil expansion set. Now, you did have to wait until the Fossil expansion came out to find out that Dragonair would evolve into Dragonite, for instance, but these three sets were clearly meant to go together and form a complete picture. Now, Neo mostly followed a similar pattern as it released the second generation of Pokemon from the Johto region. However, already by Neo Discovery, the second set of this generation, Pokemon was starting to include previous generation Pokemon like the Kabutops, Beedrill, Butterfree, etc. This trend continued and expanded over the years as more and more generations of Pokemon were released. Now, there are pros and cons to this approach. On the one hand, we get to see new cards for fan favorite Pokemon over the years, like this gorgeous Lugia V alt art here I have shown from the Sword and Shield Japanese set Paradigm Trigger. In English, this card was from Silver Tempest. Or this beautiful Pikachu from the Lost Origin Trainer Gallery, another Sword and Shield set, this time in English. The downside I see to this approach, though, is we often end up with sets that feel incomplete, like they're missing critical Pokemon that usually go with these re-featured ones, if that's even a word. Take Lugia, for example, that I just mentioned. In English, this gorgeous alt art card was released in the set Silver Tempest, the last mainline set in the Sword and Shield era. This card was clearly inspired by the Shining Gyarados from Neo Revelation and features Lugia flying over a sailor as a swirling silver-colored tempest surrounds them, hence the set name Silver Tempest. This card is one of my personal favorite alt art cards from the Sword and Shield era, and I had the privilege to pull one of these myself from a booster pack. The texture of this card in both English and Japanese really pops as the lines in the texture follow artist Kawaiu's beautiful illustration of the Raging Storm. No! No freaking way! Dude! Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Are you serious? I can't believe this right now. Oh, we did not just pull the Lugia V, dude. Oh my gosh. In English, this card was released in the set Silver Tempest, which was the last mainline set of the Sword and Shield era. Now, when you think of Lugia, you often think about him being one of the two legendary Pokemon from the second generation, or the Neo generation. The other Pokemon being Ho-Oh. These two go together like peanut butter and jelly. So you would think a set like Silver Tempest would feature not only a Lugia as a top tier chase card, but also a Ho-Oh card to complement the Lugia. But sadly, this is not the case. Ho-Oh only got a full art card, not an alt art. And to me, this just feels like a huge miss. As a fan of both Pokemon, this set feels incomplete to me. Like it was super close to being a home run and just fell short. And this is not a rare circumstance at all with modern sets. Other examples are the gorgeous Groudon illustration rare in Paradox Rift, who was noticeably missing his legendary counterpart Kyogre. Kyogre and Groudon have been featured together for years in various sets. X and Y comes to mind as an era that featured the two of those Pokemon heavily. Now it remains to be seen if another Scarlet and Violet set will come out next year featuring Kyogre and complete the duo within this era. But at least within this set, there is just a feeling like Groudon is incomplete without Kyogre. Or take Evolving Skies. Most would agree it's the greatest modern Pokemon set and is clearly themed around the evolutions and around Dragon Pokemon. This set was a combination actually of multiple Japanese sets, including Eevee Heroes, Blue Sky Stream, and Towering Perfection. For some reason, when they structured the English set, they decided to remove the three evolutions, Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, and instead make them promo cards. These cards came in 3 different collection boxes that included 2 gorgeous textured promo cards, 1 V and 1 VMAX, 1 textured jumbo VMAX card, 6 booster packs, a pin, and a coin. These are some of the nicest collection boxes ever made, in my personal opinion. Sadly, I don't have the Jolteon collection box yet, but I do have the promo cards in my collection. Now, while I do love these collection boxes, the collector in me has always been annoyed by them being part of collection boxes and not part of Evolving Skies. Why not have all 8 evolutions together in a single set? Why break up some of the alt arts into promo cards? Of course, the answer is likely has to do with selling more products or making more money, and I'm sure Pokemon has their reason. But as a collector, it's frustrating to have those broken up. Now, you might say the problem is all in the English set and that the Japanese sets are much better organized. And to a certain extent, this is true, but the Japanese sets are also not without their issues. At first glance, it would seem like the Japanese set Eevee Heroes had a truly complete set of evolutions in a single unified set. However, each of the evolutions have V and VMAX cards, and the Japanese set excludes the VMAX cards for Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon, choosing instead to make them extremely exclusive promos that could only be won by lottery for 3,000 people during the 2021 Summer Pokemon Card Game Campaign. This means if you want to collect all of the V and VMAX evolutions in Japanese, it is even harder, and you will have to drop thousands of dollars to collect each of these cards. So regardless of what language you like to collect in, you have to get used to sets feeling incomplete or feeling like cards that ought to be included are instead excluded. This is just one of the many reasons I personally don't enjoy mastering sets today. I plan to release another video in the future talking more about master set collecting and why it may or may not be for you. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can find out when I drop that video. But whether you like it or not, Pokemon designs the sets and we get what we get. Even though sometimes collecting these cards feels like eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without the jelly, I guess at least we get a delicious peanut butter sandwich that we get to enjoy. At least we still get to collect those singular chase cards of popular Pokemon that are truly some of the most extraordinary Pokemon cards we've ever seen. So what do you think about all this? Do these gaps in the sets bother you like they do me? Leave me a comment and let me know what Pokemon being excluded as a chase card from a specific set has been the most frustrating for you as a fan. And please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I drop another video. Let me know if you like this type of format for a video. I'm experimenting with a new format with this. I hope to deliver great content for you guys in the future. Thanks for watching.